I know that there are certain situations in life that definitely lead you to where you're supposed to be, because I feel like I am the prime example of that. I'm originally from Los Angeles, California, moved here with my parents when I was knee-high to the ground. My father was a Vietnam veteran. With the Army, we moved around quite a bit. Fell in love with dentistry kind of on a side whim. My education is in nursing. I manage an Alzheimer's assisted living. Around that time, my father was diagnosed with cancer. And so it just became very overwhelming with dealing with him, dealing with this disease, and then dealing with my patients. So I got into something completely different, which was property management. On one day, there was a couple that wanted to tour every single apartment that we had. Little did I know that I was touring a dentist that was opening a practice in Katy. And at that time, she was like, you know, you've probably wondering who this crazy family is that has asked to see every single apartment that you have. But it's just that my family fell in love with you, and we were looking for an office manager for my office. Would you be interested? And I was like, I know nothing about dental. I worked with her for 2.5 years, and it's crazy how I learned about Dr. Penchas though, because the dental community, for being so big, it's very small. I ended up letting her know that I was moving closer into town because of Harvey. He was one that she had mentioned, and you know, that they had an office out in the Memorial area. If there was one word that I had to describe him to anybody or to my friends when they asked me about how he is humble. You feel like you're working beside him and not for him. When he's with you, he gives you that one-on-one, eye-to-eye attention, and that lets you know that he is definitely not in it for monetary gain, but for what he's giving to people. And you know, and in the end, it's what he receives from them as well, because he receives loyal friends. Dr. Penchas always says it's not about us selling dentistry, it's about us creating relationships with the people that we treat. No matter what your position is in his office, there's a sense of pride. It's the way that we carry ourselves. It's the way that in our personal lives, it's the way that we carry ourselves professionally, how we interact with one another. And that's a huge thing about the culture, is he wants us to interact with each other as family. One lady, while I was there in the office the other day, she came in with a trifold pamphlet of his. What he used to do is he used to go door to door and put these little trifolds as his marketing inside people's mailboxes. So this lady, she shared that story. She was like, I remember him from back when he was putting these door to door. So that just shows you how long this patient has been just immersed with him. Like, there's no other option but Penchas. So when you work with someone like that, when you work for someone like that, it's not hard to want to become a better person. Every time he holds a huddle, he has like these inspirational quotes. And one that stuck with me one day is, he said, we cannot control the waves of change, but we can learn to become better surfers. If you want to be part of an environment that is rewarding, not just monetarily, but I would say spiritually, you know, and it helps you to grow, definitely join Midtown Dentistry, because ever since I found it, I'm not looking back.